Good evening, everyone. My name is OLUFUNMILAYO Gregory, and I'm a counselor, and I'm also a relationship coach, to the glory of God. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, you are welcome. And those of you that have been here last week, I hope you are putting all what you have been learning, you are putting them to practice. It's not enough just to, accumulate knowledge. You need to apply it. That is wisdom. So last week we talked about how to get your children listening to you without yelling or shouting at them. So, and we talked about accepting them for who they are. Don't compare them to anyone. Be patient with them. I'm using consistency as the most disciplinary tools. In other words, when you want to discipline them, make sure that you are consistent. Consistency is the key. Let them know that, okay, this is what mommy can take, this is what daddy cannot take. Be consistent. Don't be warm today and be lukewarm tomorrow. They might not understand what you are trying to communicate to them. And let your authority be based on wisdom, not power. In other words, you apply wisdom with them when you are talking to them. So this week, I'll be talking on the five powerful things your children want from you, but they are not getting it. 5 powerful things they want from you and they are not getting it. 5 powerful things, I call it powerful, and I also want to call it primal things. 5 primal things your children want from you, but they are not getting. In other words, there are some, because as human beings, we all have primal needs in life. And when those primal needs are not met in our life, there will be an issue in our life. It will affect every area of our life. When those primal needs are not met in our life, the same thing with children. So, we have like 9 of them, but I will talk about 5 of them, the 5 that are really, really important for you to know as a mother or as a father. 5 powerful primal things your children want from you, but they are not getting. And number 1, not that they are not getting it, but they don't get enough of it. And I will not blame you. It's not your fault because of the economy of the country, running here and there, your business, your career, and the rest of it. That's why some of us are not meeting it. But at the same time, this is a need in these children's life. We have to meet up. And what's number 1? Number 1 is attention. Attention. Please help me put it out there. Attention. These children need attention more than ever before. This is attention to children. Attention means to respond to them. When they are talking to you, be ready to listen to them. When they are sharing their pain with you, be ready. They just want you to listen to them. Give them full attention. Give them full attention when they are talking to you. Give them full attention when they are moody. Ask them questions. What's going on? When you give them attention, it makes them feel secure and valued. It makes them feel that, okay, you value them, and they feel secure in you. Because not receiving a healthy attention to any child may cause the child to seek it at school. If you don't give them any attention, you don't give any child at home, you will look for it from anywhere. If you don't give your child, as a mother or as a father, you don't give your children attention, they will look for it from their caregiver, from their nanny. They will look from their iPad, from watching cartoon, because you are not giving the attention to them. So they will look for it. And it's a primal need in human being's life. And remember, these children too, they are human beings. They are not robots. They are human beings. They have needs, and the same way you have needs. So giving and receiving attention without judging is a primal need of human being, even including your children. Not receiving healthy attention at home may cause the children to seek the attention in school or from a stranger. Who knows? And not giving them attention make them to be vulnerable and prone to depression. They make them to be vulnerable. And let me shock you. Do you know that it's because of not giving them attention that some of them that are in a higher institution, they want to join the court? Because in the court there, they make them feel that anything you want is here. Anything at all is there. We are ready to give it to you. If you just join us, attention is key. Give them attention. Give them attention. Don't make them feel that they are not human. Don't make them feel that they are disturbing you or disturbing your life. Don't yell on them. Don't shout on them. Give them a listening ear to hear what they are saying. Give them a listening ear to hear what they are saying. Even babies, that's why they cry. When a baby needs attention, a baby will cry. That's why when a baby needs attention, a baby will cry, you cry the baby and the baby will stop. What the baby is saying, I need attention. Can you just talk to me? Can you just look at me? And after carrying them as a baby, they will start smiling. What are they saying? Please, can you give me attention? I need your attention. Attention is very, very important. It's very key. It's a primary need for any child. And as a mother or as a parent, let me put this that way. As a parent, you must give them that attention. Give it to them. Create time out of your no time. I know you are very busy, but you can create time out of no time. You are busy, but you can create time for them. Create time for them out of your no time. Because your children must not suffer for your business, and your business must not suffer for your children. Create time. Make sure that everything is balanced. Number 2, after giving them attention, another need that is very, very important to them. Please, if you have questions, you can ask your question. You will put your question on this thing, I will answer. So, sir, please put it on the group chat. Anybody that has a question, you can put it so you can send it to me. I can answer the question. Number 2 is security. Children need security. They need to be safe. What is security to children? Security to them means to feel safe and secure from fear or reality of any potential abuser. Security is important to them as well. Security. I've talked about attention. Security is key to them. Give them security. Make them feel secured. When you make them feel secure, then they can be open unto you. Children who have a feeling of security and safety are likely to become independent and emotionally healthy. Any child that you give attention to and you give security to, they are likely to be emotionally healthy. They are likely to be emotionally healthy. You know, how do you do that? By allowing them to express themselves, express their emotion. A true sense of security ensures a feeling of stability and consistency, which makes the child to feel the parents or caregiver are dependable. You know, when you give them that security, it makes them feel that you are dependable, that they can trust you with their life. That's what it means. It means they can trust you with their life. So you give it to them. Security is key. Security. How well do you trust your nanny? How well do you trust your neighbor? How well do you trust that school? How well do you trust that nanny? How well do you trust that teacher of your children? Security is key. The third one is affection. Affection, when I say affection, I mean unconditional love. Unconditional love in the sense that you don't compare them to anyone. You show them love. Make them feel that they are important. Look at them and just smile to them. When they are talking, listen to them and smile with them. When they are smiling, smile with them. When they are moody, be moody with them. Make them feel that, okay, I understand what you're going through. Affection. Make time for them. Affection is about time. It's all about time. Create time out of your no time for them. Love and affection for them. Hug them. Encourage the child to be open with you, especially in the area of communication. And they should be able to confide in you as their parents. They should be able to confide in you. You know, when you show them affection, it's also build confidence and self-esteem on them. All these things I'm talking about is a primary need for every child. It's a primary need for them. It's a primary need for them. It's a primary need for them. Give it to them. Please, I beg of you. Give it to them. It's a primary need for them. Give it to them. Because if all these needs are not met, it should have an effect on them as a child. It should have an effect on them. In life, in their career, it should have an effect on them, even as they grow. There's something in parenting school that we called childhood emotional neglect. When the children are not given attention, there's no security, there's no affection. It's like their emotional tank is empty. And when something is empty and they carry it like that in life, I tell you, they will pass it over to their own children unknowingly. It's one thing for you to be present with your child. It's another thing for you to be available for them emotionally. You should be available for them. And the next one I want to talk about is respect. Though they are young, though they are small, but one thing I know is that they are full of wisdom. They are full of wisdom. They are full of wisdom. So you must respect them. How do you respect them? By showing reference to their opinion and interest. You show reference to their opinion and interest. Respect your children. Number one, talk to them. Talk to them as if you are talking to a grown-up. That is, talk to them for where you expect them to be in future. Respect them. Or what you want them to become in future. Talk to them in that way, even at their early age. Give them your ear. Talk to them. Give them your ear. Give them a listening. Don't interrupt them when they are talking. A child is trying to communicate something to you and you did not allow them to finish. You just interrupt. Don't interrupt them. Don't interrupt them. Offer them a role in the family. Offer them a role to play. It's a sign of respect. You offer them a role to play. Don't laugh at them. When they did anything wrong, don't laugh at them. But rather, offer praise. Make them feel that they're important. Offer praise to them. And demonstrate your trust to them. Demonstrate your trust. Demonstrate your trust to them. Demonstrate your trust to them. Last one but not the least is independent. Independent. Independence promotes confidence and self-esteem. When they are allowed them give them independence. As you are training them, you are training them to the world. Train them to be able to face the world. Train them to be able to face the world. Train them to make them a global citizen. That anywhere they find themselves, they are good to go. Train them, take this again, train them to be a global citizen that you want that they should be. Train them to be a global citizen. Don't train them to be a local champion. Train them to be a global citizen. In their career, in their academics. Train them to be independent. Independence is a need in their life. They need to be independent. And they should be able to stand on their feet. Don't do for them what they can do for themselves. I take that again. Don't do for your child what they can do, what your child can do for him or herself. Don't do it for them. Allow them to grow. You know, when you allow them to be independent, you are allowing them to exercise their brain. You are allowing them to exercise their brain. Allow them to grow. Allow their brain to develop. Help them. And you know what? When you don't meet all these emotional needs, it will have an effect, like I said earlier, it will have an effect on them in future. It will have an effect on them in their career, in their academics, in every area of their life. Even in the way they relate with other people, it will have an effect on them. That is, if you don't meet their emotional needs, it will have an. And when you are training them, please, and I say it again, please, don't just train them to be in one, that you are the all enough for them. Don't be all enough for them. Allow them to relate with other people. In other words, don't just allow them to put all their eggs in one basket. It's only with God you can put all your eggs in one basket for, not with human beings. Train them to know how to relate with other people. It's part of independent needs. Train them to know how to relate with other people. Because human relationship in life is very key. It's like an oxygen. No one can do without relationship. No one can do without relationship. They need to relate with other people. They need to relate with people in every area of their life. Don't just be alpha and omega for them. No, you are not God. Let them talk to people. Let them relate with people. Don't stop them to play with their friends, with your neighbors. No, don't stop them. The only thing you can do for them after playing and everything, when they come back, ask them questions. So as they are talking to you, because you have already given them the something to I mean, they trust you and they are open with you. They can talk with you. So they will tell you everything that happened to them from your neighbor, how they're coming from. So all you need to do, just filter everything. Tell them this one is good, this one is not good. I mean, you can do this, you cannot do. I said, let them drink, but not all from the same glass. In other words, don't just put all your egg in one basket for them. You are their teacher, you are their nanny, you are everything. No, you can't be that. Let them relate with other people. Allow them. Allow them to play with other people. So giving and receiving attention, to be respected, to have independence, to have security, all this, to receive affection is very, very important to any human being. And where all these needs are not met, there will be issue. There will be big issue, especially with our children. There will be issue. Because when the child is crying for attention, you are not giving, and the child is trying to express him or herself by misbehaving, because that's the only way they know how to react. They don't respond, they react. The next thing you are doing, you just yourself start bullying them. Do you even know that we are forcing them? I mean, we bully them. The first bully they experience in life is from we parents. You shout at them, if you go there, how we do? You are bullying them. And some of them that are smart, the same way you bully them at home, they will go to school and bully other people. All these primal needs are very, very important. And the children are crying for it. If you are not giving them, they will look for it outside, and you will not even like it. You won't like it. because it will make them to be vulnerable. Anywhere they can get their attention, they will go there. They will go there. That's when they want to start sleeping with your nanny. That's when they want to go to school. I mean, they're asking you on Saturday, are we not going to school today? Because they are giving them full attention there. You are not giving them full attention at all. They don't even see you. Morning, you are off, you are not back. Yes, I understand what is going on in the country. But at the same time, you have to create time out of no time. And remember, these children days are numbered in your, with you. They just be with you for 18 years. After 18 years, they are off to school. After school, they start working, and that's it. So the 18 years they will be with you. Please maximize it so that you can have rest at your old age. Majority of parents that have issues now, do you know what causes it? It's because of thinking about their children. You too can testify to that as a parent. You know the issue that your parents have over you. Do you want to have the same issue over your children? Think about all these things. All these primary needs are very, very important. The attention, the respect, the affection, the independence, they need it. Security is key. Most especially at this time around. Security is key. Let them feel secured. Don't make them feel that everywhere, when you start shouting on them at all, you're not giving them attention. You are telling them that, you know what, I don't have your time. You can look for this security somewhere else. And it's not a matter of, I cannot do it because I'm a single parent. Even with my, that's why I said that we need to be careful of what we are passing down or what we are telling the children, but we are not saying it verbally. But from our action and our reaction to them, we are telling them something. Let me say this as a parent, at every given time, you are saying something to your children. At every given time, you are saying something to your children. You may not say it verbally, but in your action and in your reaction, you are saying something. And they are getting it, they are catching it. Most of the time, when you tell them what is not, when you tell them a lie, they know. But they just pretend as if they don't know. All these primary needs are very, very, very important. The need for attention, you give it to them. It's important to every child. The need for attention is very, very important to every child. Give them full attention, not half, full attention. When they are crying, try to listen to them. When they are talking, don't cut them short. Just to allow them to talk, allow them to express themselves. Show them affection. Let them know that you love them unconditionally. Let them know you love them. Respect them for who they are and for where they are going in life. Respect them. Respect their opinion, respect their interest. Be interested in what in their interest. Be interested in their interest. Be interested in their interest. Prepare them for the world. In other words, make sure you are training a global citizen, not local, not village, no, global. It's very, very important, a global. Don't bully them. When all these 5 primary things I mentioned are not in place, it's a need for every human being, even as a child. It's a need for them. When they are not met, there will be issue in their life. And it will affect them psychologically. It will affect them emotionally. It will affect their self-esteem. It will affect the way they relate with other people. It will affect every area of their life. So for those that standing, please put it there. For those, because people that started sending me questions, people that cannot join because of the network. I think the Zoom has an issue. So some people cannot join. So I'm going to stop there tonight. If there's any question, please let me take the question. Sanemi, if you have any question, for those of you that are listening, the two of you that are here that are listening, if you have any question, please let me have the question. Okay, somebody sent a message to me on my private listing that how do you respect a child? I think I mentioned it. Number one, you allow them to talk, and when they are talking, listen to them. That's how you respect a child. When they are talking, you don't. Sister Anemi, can you take that question again?
How do I manage my hot temper and bring my family together?
Wow, that's a deep one. Please just get her number. I'll call her back later. But let me just answer the question. Okay. That's a deep one. That's why I said that. Last week I talked about it that you should know yourself. One. Number two, you really need, my sister, you really need to treat yourself. You need to see a counselor or a therapist, because you cannot be, you can't be playing out your frustration on your children. No, you don't do that. 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 So what I would suggest you do when there is an issue like that, to manage your temper, let me just give you the basic way to do it. The basic way to do it, apart from going to therapist or whatever, the basic way to do it is to count from 10 to 1. Your temper, to manage your temper, count from 10 to 1. When that thing starts boiling inside of that, you want to shout, you want to, bounce on them or whatever. All you need to do is just count. 10, 9, 8. Before you get to 1, you will calm down. You will calm down before you get to 1. 7, 6, 5. Not like you are counting 1, 2, 3. No. You count it backward from 10 to 1. That's how to manage it. And be patient with them. Be patient with them. It's not everything that you react to as a mother or as a parent. No. Or you don't react to everything that you need to take your time. And again, be careful to know that these children are still growing up and their age will play out in them all the time. They are still growing. They are not yet there. They are still growing. They are not adults. They are kids. So you need to take it, be patient with them. Be patient with them. Be patient with them. Accept them for who they are. You can't change them. You can only manage them. They are human beings. You are only a caretaker over them. God owns them. Because, when you have issues at your workplace or with your business, no. Don't let it play out when you are with them. Don't let it play out when you are with them. I think that's the answer. Just count from 10 to 1. Be patient with them. Take your eyes off some things. It's not everything you need to talk about or you need to react to. No, not everything. Not everything. There are some things that you just have to take your eyes off it, or you don't address it at that time. Later, call them. And when you're talking to them, don't shout on them. Don't shout on them. Just be calm. With them, your tone must be calm when you are talking to them. I think that's the correct answer. Any other question, Sister Anemi?
Yes, ma'am. That question here that says,
okay,
How do I control a child that is restless? How do I caution a child that is restless without yelling?
How old is the child? Can you ask her? How old is this child?
Okay.
An 18-month-old child will surely be restless.
Okay, she said 4. She said 4 years old.
No, it's still a baby. They should just allow her. Yeah, she's still a baby. You should allow her. She's restless. The baby is saying something, you are not getting it. That's what it means. The baby is saying something, but you are not getting it. Look, maybe by the grace of God, by next week, I will talk on that. But even before I do that, I think I need to talk to the parents. I need to talk about the parents, not the children, before we do that. Because there are so many things that contribute to all these things. You see yourself shouting. Do you know why you are shouting and yelling at them? It's because your own needs, some of these emotional needs are not met. That's why you are shouting on them. Because all these your emotional needs are not met. And when your emotional needs are not met, it will surely affect the children. And before you know, you pass it down to the children by not meeting their emotional needs as well, because your own too is not met. So I think somebody sent a question here that please, how do I control my temper and stop yelling while talking to them? You just have to control it. Count from 10 to 1. By the time you finish counting from 10 to 1, I've answered the question before. Let me just say it. By the time you finish counting from 10 to 1, you will calm down and you talk to them properly. And you know what? When you talk to a child properly with a firm and smiling face, firm tone, they will listen to you. Somebody tried this, I think this when I mentioned this something day before yesterday also. She said I tried it and it works. She said I tried it and it works for me. She said I did not shout. I smile with my tone and my baby listened to me. And my baby too smiled back and did what I asked her to do. So check yourself. Which of your needs are not met? Are you relating with other people the way are you connecting? Is your body and your mind connecting? Are you relating with people? Are you being respected? Is someone showing you affection? Are people giving you attention? Is someone showing you affection? Are people listening to you? Are you independent? Do you relate with people with the way you want them to relate with you? What are the emotional needs that are not met in your life that is making you to react instead of responding? That is making you to react the way you are reacting. The truth of the matter is what you don't have, you can't give. If you are not happy, there is no way you can make anyone happy around you. So that's what I will say about that. Check yourself as a parent. Which of your needs are not met? And what are you doing about it? Are you frustrated? Are you depressed? Are you struggling with your life? All these things will affect your children if you don't know how to manage it. Are you going through trauma? Are you going through trauma? How is your finance? How is your business doing? All these things will affect your parenting. All these things. How is your marriage? Are you doing co-parenting? Is you and your husband or your wife, are you just flatmates? all these things will affect you. You're not being respected. If no one is showing respecting you, if no one is listening to you, nobody is giving you attention, it will affect your parenting. It's a serious case. It will affect your parenting. I think I'm going to create time by the grace of God, create time out of no time. But I'm going to do it for people that are really ready to listen, people that are ready to come out to learn. By the grace of God, by next week, I will make it open so that people can register for that. People can register for that. Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. Another question says, I have a Yes, ma'am. Says, I have a teenage son here. How do I manage a teenage son who is not ready to listen?
Can you take the question again, please? Or you type it out?
Said, I'm a single mom with a teenage son. How do I manage him without yelling?
You need to have a conversation with that teenager. You say she's a teenager or he's a teenager. You need to have a conversation, one-on-one conversation. Yes, one-on-one conversation. Don't have the conversation with him at home. Take him out. Go to any tree, restaurant, or any of his choice, any place of his choice. Go there, sit down with him, and even before you even take him out, before then, start talking to him, start addressing him or her as if you are addressing an adult. Talk to him as if you guys are friends. Ask of his opinion over something. Don't shout. You don't need to shout. You don't need to shout. I talked about the shouting last week. You don't need to shout. Anytime you shout on the child, something dies in them. Anytime you shout on them, they shut down. They shut down. Even if they have anything to discuss with you, they shut down when you shout on them. And because they really need attention from you, they will start doing what you ask them not to do, just to have your attention and to provoke you. They know they just want to make you angry because you are not listening to them. They just want to make you angry. So talk to them. That's why I talk about respect. Respect them. Listen to them. Give them at least all these things that I mentioned here tonight, if you can put them into practice, I tell you, we'll come back and thank God. You can put it to practice, you will come back and thank God. It's not just to come here and be, no. As you are hearing this thing, start applying them. Give them attention, respect them, show them affection. Security is key to them. And the last one is independence. Prepare them for the world. Make them feel that they are big good. Make them feel that they are created to solve a problem for their generation. Make them feel important. Make them feel important. Don't shout. You don't need to shout. Let me say this. When you tell a child, especially a boy, and that's the way God wired them. Yes, if you study the way God wired girls' brain, it's quite different from the way God wired boys' brain. You need to get that. The way God wired boys' brain is different from the way God wired girls' brain. When you tell a boy something once, I don't want you to do this. The thing has entered into his head. The second time, you are reminding him. The third time, you repeat it again, you are nagging or you are yelling in his mind. That's why they do what they want to deserve. After all, she will still talk. Even if I don't do anything, she will still talk. So why didn't I just do it? So have a conversation with him. Have a conversation with him. Talk to him as if you are talking to a matured boy. And you see this is the way he will respond to you. He won't react, he will respond to you. Any other question? I hope I am able to answer that question. Any other question, please?
There's one more question. She said, I shout too much. How do I control my shouting? And then another question says, my children are too stubborn and I beat them a lot and I'm tired. How do I stop? How do I control it?
Do we have two questions there or just one? Is it from the same person?
It's two. No, from different persons.
No, let's take this one by one.
Okay.
So the first one. Let me hear the first one.
Okay, so the first one is, I shout too much. How do I stop shouting?
You stop shouting by stop shouting. You stop shouting by deciding, making a choice not to shout. Propose in your heart that I want to stop, and you will stop. Let it be a conscious effort. I need to stop shouting. Ask yourself, must I shout? Just ask yourself, must I shout? You don't see the reason why you have to shout, then you don't need to shout. You don't need to shout. And when you are shouting, why are you shouting? Because you are not shouting because of the children. You have been shouting before the children came into your life. Why? Why are you shouting? You need to visit the foundation of your shouting. Is it from your home? Is it the way people relate with you? So get to the root of your shouting and deal with it. And the only person that can help you to deal with it is you. No one can help you without you being involved. So you need to stop shouting by stopping shouting. Make it a deliberate effort to stop shouting. Tell yourself every morning, look at yourself, today, mention your name, you are not shouting. Because even your shouting will affect the children's eardrum. Because if people don't shout, they will not believe that the person is serious in whatsoever the person is trying to communicate to them. Because that is what they have been used to. So don't let them get used to shouting. Somebody was sharing with me this afternoon about shouting, and he asked his wife, why is it that you don't knob your volume? And she said it's because of their house, because they have a very big house. So when you are in one sitting room and you want to call someone that is in the kitchen, the kitchen is far from the room, so you have to shout. And that becomes part of her. And she started shouting. Imagine the effect of that shouting on the kids. So it's a deliberate effort. It's deliberate. You just have to be deliberate about it. I'm going to stop shouting. I will stop. So you should know the origin of or the foundation of your shouting. Go to the root cause and deal with your root. God bless you. The second one, Sister Anime.
I beat my children a lot because they are too stubborn. How do I stop?
You stop by stopping. You have to stop. It doesn't answer to stop. I know the more you beat them, the more they get stubborn. That's the truth. The more you beat them, the more they get stubborn. The more you beat them, one thing parents don't know, that when you start beating children, smacking them all the time, the thing just enter into their subconsciousness that it's not the worst you can do is to beat. And they will just, when you are beating, they'll just switch off their mind, so they will not feel that pain. And we all know how to do it when we're in primary school. We do it when we're in primary school. You just numb your mind, so you won't feel that pain. So you need to stop. Doesn't answer to smacking or beating them. No, don't wound yourself. You know, when you're even shouting and everything, the moment you start shouting, your blood pressure will rise. Your blood pressure will rise. The moment you start shouting, the moment you raise up your hand to beat, your blood pressure will rise. Why? If you don't want to stop shouting for anything, please stop shouting and beating them because of your own health. Your blood pressure will rise. It will rise up. I mean, we've heard about parents that wanted to beat their child and their blood pressure, and they just, you know, the hand they took, they raised like this, they just went down, and that was the end. Why? And now, when you are beating them, what do you expect your caregiver or your neighbor to do to them? What if the teacher beat them the way you are beating them? Will you go to the school and to thank the teacher for beating them? Do you know what you are telling the neighbors? By beating them, you are passing a message to your neighbors by beating them. They are not deaf. Talk to them. Have a conversation with them. Bring down your tone. And that brings me back to the same emotional neglect. In other words, maybe what is that primary need in your life that is not met? Is it that people don't listen to you? No attention, nobody's giving you attention. You are not giving and you are not taking from any. Is anyone showing you affection? What is that need? Is anyone showing you respect? Are you independent? Are you free to do anything? How do you relate with people? What are the primary needs that are not met in your life that is making you to react the way you are reacting to your children? Why must your children suffer for all what you're going through? You need to stop. You need to stop beating them. Stop beating them. So they're not animals. Stop beating them. Stop beating them. They are not animals. God bless you. With all these questions I'm hearing, the root of the issues that we have with our children is not our children. I think it's we ourselves. So based on that, I think I'm going to organize something. We'll put it on the something big is coming, something big is, and I'm going to make it free as well. I believe that if we are able to deal with that, the root of all these issues, I mean, parenting will be an easy thing for us. Parenting will be an easy thing for us. So I'm going to start, I will put it, just be on the lookout, something big is coming. But you will need to register for that. We need to register for that. You need to register for that. I'm not going to make it a WhatsApp thing. We need to register for that. Once you can deal with that, dealing with your parenting life will not be an issue. We need to get to the root. We need to get to the root of all this. We need to get to the root of all this. Anger, yelling, shouting, nagging on your children. No. It's affecting them. And not only affecting the children, it's affecting even your own future. It's affecting the society. It will affect the world as a whole. It will affect the world as a whole. So to stop that, we are going to, I don't want to bust it now. I'll put it on the platform, and anyone that wants to join the class, it's going to be not a parenting class, it's going to be a marriage. What do I call it now? I'm going to talk about, I mean, it's not meant for married people alone, it's not meant for couple alone, it's meant for even the single parents. But you need to register. You are going to deal with the root, because if the foundation is destroyed, there's nothing anybody can do. If the foundation is not in order, it will affect every area of our life. It will affect it. We are talking about parenting. If we drop parenting now and we talk about finance, there will be the same issue. So to stop all that, please, I think we need to deal with the root. We need to deal with it. God bless you. Thank you for coming out tonight. For those of you that came out, thank you and God bless you. For those of you that asked questions, I hope I'm able to answer your question. Thank you. See you guys on the group chat, on the WhatsApp group chat. God bless you. Have a wonderful night.